Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. So guys, I created this racket to be just like Roger's racket a couple months ago. And I've been staring at it for probably 2 months now. I think it's time to try it. Hold tight. So for those of you who didn't know, I took Roger's racket out of this case and I checked the specs. I checked out where the lead was. I opened the butt cap and see if there was silicone in there, and then I recreated his racket. I will link the video to that video. Actually, there was 2 parts to that video so that you guys can check it out if you hadn't seen it yet. Now I'm itching to try it. So I'm going to take this out and try it with Coach Andrew and Coach Chris and see what we all think. All right, stay tuned. All right, guys, so I got the racket out here, Fed spec'd out racket. Not his real racket, okay? Again, I keep telling you, not his real racket. It's the one I created that to be just like his. So I'm on the court now, and I got my buddies Coach Gu and Coach Chris here to try it out, to see if we can handle Fed stick. Hold tight. So, since I'm in love, I know Coach Andrew Gu is in love. Talk to me, Gu. What did you think?
Honestly, it's definitely one of the best rackets I've used, hands down. The weight around this is well balanced. Hitting through this there's a lot of weight on it, but like when you hit through the ball, there's that solid contact, that smoothness that you feel on both sides, forehands and backhands. On the volleys, it's also like butter. It's pretty solid all around. Even on the serve, I mean, it's definitely a lot to swing around, but when it hits or makes contact, it's definitely one of the smoothest rackets I've ever used. So if I could customize my racket, I'd probably be similar to this.
Coach Chris, what did you think of this?
I enjoyed playing with it, actually. It's really cool to see that you created the same specs as that Fed had that he's got on tour. I'm surprised that he likes it a little bit more heavier in the handle. But again, right, it's, what is it, 12.1?
It's 12 points head, 12 ounces. It's 12 ounces before the customization.
Okay.
So without the string and the customization, it's 12 points head light.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's pretty handle heavy to start.
Yeah. So it's just really great because I like, handle heavy rackets. Really good sweet spot as you swing through it. I didn't get a chance to serve with it, but when I'm hitting ground strokes, it feels really good. It might be a bit too heavier for me, for my taste, but I do quite enjoy the specs on it, and as I was playing, it felt really good to hit with.
So I personally love this racket. I've never tried it. This is the first time out. I wanted to share it with these guys to see how it would play. You guys know I like weight, right? This thing has weight, but surprisingly, it cuts through the air pretty quickly. Like, it's so smooth, like what Coach Gu said, like butter carving through the air, or like a sharp knife carving through butter in the air. It's ridiculous. When you strike it, it's got great feel, and it makes a nice popping noise that that tells you just hit a great shot. All right, so man, I think we all are in love here. So I think we're all going to be customizing our rackets just like this, except maybe Coach Chris here. All right. So, but Gu, where can we find you?
You can find me at ag.tennis. I'll also be posting all this content there.
All right. Coach Chris?
At Christopher Chien, Chien.
So we're going to go back to the shop, and we'll end it over there. All right, guys, so check it out. Coach Andrew and I absolutely love this racket. It's so smooth, heavy, but smooth. We now know what Roger feels, right? The racket, I mean, there's no doubt about it. There is definitely weight on this racket. I'll show you. So this racket weighs 365.5 grams, but the balance, right, is what gets the racket head through. So it's pretty head light, right, with a decent amount of swing weight. So when you get this racket going, right, it kind of takes over, but you can still kind of maintain a decent amount of swing speed because of that. So, hey, you know, and when you hit it, right, the ball takes off. It's kind of ridiculous how good this felt. His string setup with the gun on the main and the ALU rough on the cross felt super comfortable. Those stringalings that he put up here, right? We're all guessing that he hits a little high. That's why he positions the stringalings like this, right? We were able to move it a little down here though. So, but hey, if we hit high, these didn't move that much, but it did move down here, as you can see. And the power pads here on the bottom definitely did dampen a little of the shock, right? It made it feel a little more comfortable. His leather underneath, you know, comes naturally with the racket, with the Pro Overgrip on top, right? Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. When we got going with this racket, man, it felt like, you know, both Coach Andrew and I said, man, it's like knife through butter, you know, crushing that ball. Coach Chris, it was a little heavy for him. He's used to a lighter racket. It was definitely headlight enough for him, but not, you know, wasn't in his wheelhouse. But he still played well with it though. I think if he was kind of forced to use it, he could probably do well with it on tour. But I mean, Coach, you heard Coach Andrew. He said I'd switch to that. I actually had to pry this away from his hand, you know, because he was going to take it from me. But I had to bring it back and show you guys, you know, the final product and what we thought. But we absolutely love this racket. So if you want to do Fed setup, right, watch the videos. There's a part 1 and a part 2 as to how I recreated it. You don't have to take the head guard off if you don't want to. You can just put the lead here and then maybe put some lead in the handle to kind of recreate it with some power pads, and definitely do his string setup. You will be surprised at how well this feels. It was definitely amazing. All right, so give it a try, guys. Feel what Fed feels. Thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.